What's up, everyone? This is Big James, and you're watching Bowling for My Life. And it's because I am bowling for my life. Hopefully, I'm using the microphone attached to my gaming laptop, making sure that it's okay to use. I didn't want to set up the whole deal, but I am using my Sony Brio or my Logitech Brio 4K camera. Hello. Directly directly running into the internet in my router. So today I wanted to I did some work today. Um, this isn't a personal video talking about overall the work that I'm doing, but I did some work today with my arsenal, and the only person I could think of that I would trust to work on this with me would be Colin Champion or Tom Daugherty. And so I went up to, I packed up around 3 o'clock today. 3, 6, 9, 12. Here, I'll show you guys. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, something like that. 18 something bowling balls. 6, 9, 12, 15. Maybe it's only 15. The other bag would be just urethanes. So I don't know. But I packed it all up and I brought my spreadsheet up there. And really, what we worked on today, guys, is being able to pay attention to arsenals. Building an arsenal is probably one of the things that's overlooked the most, and it's often misunderstood. And I can't show you guys everything, but what I'm working on is understanding shapes, understanding differential for what it really is, understanding core dynamics, understanding a lot of things that are more important when it comes to selecting the right ball, selecting the right situation for the pattern that you're bowling on. So I'm going to take you guys into my spreadsheet, and wow, there it goes. So I'm going to make it bigger so that you guys can see everything. Actually, I should probably just take my face right off of it. And I'm going to go into it and let you guys just kind of see if you're doing this and you're looking at this from your phone or on a laptop or something. I'm going to try to make it bigger. So I'm going to increase its magnification a little bit. That should make things a little bit easier for you guys. So I have a spreadsheet that I use for pretty much for um, every ball that I have, every relevant ball that I have. So, I have a spreadsheet that kind of has the layouts. Let me go back because that sheet isn't actually here. Let me just go up to I don't know. If you guys are watching this right now, you could stream this. I'm streaming right now on YouTube and I'm streaming on Facebook. So if you guys are on Facebook, you could shoot this onto your screen on your TV. You probably didn't know that. But you could actually shoot this up on your screen. But I'm going to take you guys through this so that you can kind of see what I'm thinking, what I'm doing to improve my game and help myself be better. So what I'm doing is I created another tab here for Colin Arsenal Help. And I'm just kind of going through and looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15. So 15 bowling balls. And I'm kind of just going in and I put all this information in. Obviously, I already had all that information here. I got different arsenals for Monday night, tournaments, pair summaries, each pair, how I've bowled, comments on how the lanes play in general, comments, what ball I used, what surface I used, blah, blah, blah. And then all my leagues and stuff down here, like Coding Solutions. I need to put, actually, I need to update that. 7 and 8. And for right now, I'll just put, I think it was 201, 200, and like 170. No, it was less than that. I think it was like 160. It was 200, 200. I don't know. It was like 550, guys. It was pretty bad. Now I'm down to a 240 average on Mondays, which sucks. And I think I won. I don't know. I think I might have lost all of my points, but maybe two. I don't know. 2 out of 5. So it's 80% win. Doesn't matter. That's not important. Let's stick with this. So what I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm looking at these balls. I'm looking at not just layouts, but because really you should have very similar layouts on a lot of these balls. You can have some trick layouts that are good for different types of reactions, but generally, um, being able to use and understanding the differential of the ball, core size, whether it's a big core or a little core, surface, understanding those dynamics will help you put balls in order based on a specific type of ball reaction. So, for example, if you look here, and I got my little mouse, the Zenith Hybrid it's drilled basically pinned down. It's a pinned down bowling ball. It's got a really nice solid surface. It's the H1, which is heavy, first ball out of the bag, asymmetrical, and it's very continuous. So it's very early, very continuous, and it's going to be just that ball that's going to get down the lane and it's going to eat into that oil, but it's going to be more of a controllable type of shape. And then that tells me that by understanding the ball's dynamics, but also the differential. The differential is a 0.052, which is extremely aggressive, but also, like you would say, well, James, the Black Widow 2.0 is an 058 differential. But there's other things, like when you look at RG ratings, and I know Colin and other people don't care about RG ratings, but from a engineering standpoint, RG rating typically tells you how core dominant or cover dominant the ball is. And differential almost tells you the shape. So, for instance, if a ball is like a 2.469 RG, like here, like the Obsession Tour Pearl, that ball is generally going to be more core dominant. Where a ball that's like a 257 High Road Pearl is going to be much more cover dominant when you look at which which is more powerful, which is causing the majority of the ball reaction. So So the lower the RGs, typically the earlier the ball naturally wants to get into that motion, and the sooner that ball wants to read the spot, generally. And then when you go in and you drill the ball, then you start getting a lot more verification, because you could drill the ball to do less things, but differential, I do agree with Colin, is still one of the most important aspects. So I'm just going down the list, and H3. So this would be like the first ball out, and then this would be like heavy oil. And I need to go over here and update this, but this is the RG scale, differential scale, and then I need to actually put the units of oil that would be required for it to be considered a heavy volume, medium volume, low volume, because it's important. I mean, you could have, and distance is important too, but you could have a 45-foot pattern with 23 units of oil. Or you could have a 38, or you could have a 36-foot pattern that has 30 units of oil. So understanding how many units are down on the lane allows you to know whether the front ends are going to be heavy or whether the front ends are going to be smoked. If you're bowling in a high friction house that's 45 feet long, and you're throwing on 24 units of oil over 45 feet, then most likely, and that house already has a lot of friction, most likely I wouldn't be able to throw a whole lot of this equipment here. If I did throw this equipment on, maybe a medium volume oil pattern, most likely the Zenith Hybrid would actually use up a lot more energy very, very early. And it would be very, very weak on the back end. It would be very dumpy. So, but if you were to go out and put 26 units of oil, almost 30 units of oil down, this ball would look very aggressive. It would have more traction. It would be a much better looking shape on that type of oil. Same thing, like if you go and you put it on 45-foot medium pattern, the Obsession Tour would actually probably shape much better than a Zenith Hybrid would, because there's less volume. The Obsession Tour will get through that break point just a tad bit better because of the way that ball has a lower differential. It will get through that spot a little bit cleaner and a little bit better overall. So, and it would do good to handle that longer oil distance. So it's just kind of like these variables, guys, you got to consider when you're building an arsenal, because a lot of people do not understand. They just go out and they buy a ball, and they just have no fucking clue what they're doing. And they just get the wrong ball for the wrong type of shape, for the wrong type of reaction, and they're just completely lost and have no clue what they're doing. I know, guys, I'm one of those people. I've done it before. So what I'm doing now is I just got the Obsession Tour Pearl. It's the gold ball. If you guys have never seen that, it's the gold ball, the Obsession Tour Pearl. I thought that shape would be nice. It's a pin down ball. It's basically the same layout as my Idol Synergy. So this one I think could be heavy to medium. Oh, hold on, I don't want to do that. I could do heavy, HMH, which would be heavy, medium, heavy. I could look at it a couple different ways. I could do H4. See, I could do it like this. Actually, I could do SR for strong arc, SAR, which would be like a strong arc, and then H4 would be heavier oil 4, and that would be arc or smooth for that type of shape. For that type, if I was throwing on heavier units of oil, that's kind of the expected shape I would want to, that's what I would see with that ball on that type of condition. I would be thinking I would see that type of shape. So if I was looking at those 4 balls, that's kind of what I would be looking at. Now this is good 3 here. This one it's like for heavy, it's probably not, and I need to look it up. So what I should do is bring you guys along with me. I'm going to do more of this tomorrow in a video. But let's look it up. Kelly, please take care of those dogs. So let me see if I can pull up this other screen. I'll remove this screen. And then we'll share. Hold on. We'll share another screen so that you guys can see it. Even though we have like nobody on the podcast right now. But it's okay. Most people don't watch my shit anyway. They should, because they'll learn something. As I learn something, I teach others. So this is your obsession tour. This is your obsession tour. What I'll do is I'll play it for you guys. Be the first to know what? No, I already know. When you look at the core type, it is the Obsession Tour core, meant for medium oil, finished with a factory compound, and it has a much lower diff. Asymmetry is not very much, but yeah, it's definitely a much lower RG. Let's just see what it looks like so you guys can see.
The gold standard of tour performance bowling balls. Introducing the new Obsession Tour Pearl. We set the stage for one of the first dual solid launches. These 2 releases had very distinct differences in ball motion. With the Obsession giving players massive hook on the heaviest of oil
here
conditions,
is the Obsession
Tour offered a more controlled ball motion,
which is a more subtle, continuous motion. It's not so early and strong. That one's a little bit later and a little bit smoother. And this one's a lot later and a lot smoother and more predictable.
We have now expanded this range of ball motion with this incredible launch. The Obsession Tour Pearl is wrapped with the Tour V2 Pearl cover. The Obsession Tour Pearl has the same lower differential asymmetrical core as the original, with an RG of 2.469, a differential of 0.034, and an intermediate of 0.013.
So I got
Compared
that
to the
one.
original, you'll see much easier link.
I got this one, and I got the other one. So those are the ones I'm working on right now, taking you guys along with me. Now,
the Obsession Tour Pearl is available in 12 through 16 pounds.
When we're talking more about this, so I was just going to do just a light broadcast today. I'm not trying to go crazy.
That's all today for the Obsession Tour Pearl. Pre-order yours with your local
So we'll stop that screen and share my
more information about the Obsession Tour Pearl
spreadsheet again.
Products, follow us on our social media pages and visit us at hammerbowling.com.
So what we'll do is we'll go back into the screen share and show you guys So it's really meant for medium oil. So if I was to throw this on heavy, it would probably be it would be very, 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 very weak. It's not meant for heavy oil. But here's the deal. Like if you were to throw the Zenith Hybrid, or let's just look at it this way. If you started with the Obsession Solid, it's going to be much earlier. It's going to be, let's go to this. Let's do this deal so you guys can see. If you started with the Obsession Solid, now remember, you would have to have the appropriate units of oil in order for that to work. So, I mean, for it to be as ideal of a ball for that particular situation, you would start with the Obsession Solid. Chances are, on a heavier oil pattern, the Obsession Solid, you would be playing somewhere in the track area, depending on your rev rate. You'd start with that ball. That'd be your first ball you go to. And then once that Obsession Solid starts to get a little too early and you burned up a spot early, which means it's starting to, that differential in that ball is starting to use up a lot of that energy too early, then you would go to your Obsession Tour, for example. You could actually move just a little bit straighter and play that friction line, and then that ball would actually store just a little bit more energy, and it would actually recover just a little bit more, be more continuous. And once you burn up a spot, then you could go into the Obsession Tour Pearl, which, yes, is meant for medium oil, but if you have a spot down lane and it's got that real big strong core, it should bounce off that spot a little bit better. Now, when you're looking at some of these different bowling balls, and I got like a web pearl here with a 4.8 diff, 5.1 diff. I got all these different balls. You have to think about the right ball for the right situation. So, I need to have, the balls in order based on as the lane breaks down. What am I going to go to that's going to make sense for that situation? So if I'm thinking in my mind, so those are like all symmetricals. So that's a Zenith symmetrical or asymmetrical. And then I got the Obsession Solids, which is an ASIM. Obsession Tour is an ASIM. And then the Obsession Tour Pearl is an ASIM. So that's a unique type of shape. And those are pin downs. So this is pin down, pin up, pin down, pin down. So if I wanted to kind of move away, because at this point, if I got to this ball, and this probably wouldn't be the ball I'd go to, but if I'm, burning up a spot and I still have a lot of heavy oil and it's a little tight down lane, maybe I could go, to a symmetrical like this Knockout. The Knockout would be able to kind of hold up in that situation there, and I might be able to throw that. So it's just different variables. And I'm going to continue to work on this spreadsheet, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little heads up of things that I'm working on, and I'm so grateful for y'all's time. And this will be for the entire broadcast tonight, just kind of showing you what I got going on, and if you guys take the time to create the spreadsheet for yourself, or I can send you a copy of just the shell of my spreadsheet, and then you would be able to build your own, and you could use some of my videos to help yourself do that. So what I'd like to do now is play a little video for TBT for one of our tournaments that we sponsor. So that's pretty much it for the evening. I know some of you just tuned in, but just go back and watch the video that I was doing. Just showing you guys my spreadsheet, my arsenal setups, just looking at things and just kind of building arsenals and building shapes and trying to look at things from different angles. And the spreadsheet's all there so you guys can see things. But yeah, go back and watch from the beginning and kind of see what I'm doing. So please, though, if you guys would subscribe, like and subscribe to my channel. There's a lot of great information I'll be able to provide you guys, and I could do ball review videos, which I am looking to do very soon. And I hope you guys have a great evening. Let me see. I think I'm supposed to leave that thing. So we go.